Farooq, well, thank you so much, Farooq, for joining us today. So I gotta tell you, the first time I met Farooq Usman, it was back in 2019. He was presenting as a startup in a similar room all the way in Orlando. Who was there in Orlando in 2019? A few of you. So Farooq, my first question is, talk about your journey with Open, how and where it started.
Hello, can you hear me? Thank you. So, first I would like to say thank you to Open founders like Dr. Berli and 6-7 people who started in Boston. And I'm lucky to have Hassan Ahmed and Salahuddin, who's traveling right now to Pakistan, one of your buddies, working 20 hours a day. And I'm not even up 20 hours a day. And Muslim, on 2019, we were on schedule, and I talked to Muslim. I said, Muslim, I got a box. This can do a patient's human being's dialysis at home. And Muslim said, तुम किसी वो तो नहीं schedule वगैरह मेरे email में डाल देता हूँ और तुम आकर presentation दे दो और तुम्हारी charter membership फटाफट पैसे $500 में नहीं देगा खर्च कर चुका था साल में I got that registered, flew to Orlando, we pitched there. And audience Mrs. Sadiq Malik's wife, Shazia, she got up, she said, where are the investors? This is the company we should fund. And that's how we raised $1.2 million. So, that was the spirit of Open. And that's what I love about Open. But one thing I would like to mention here, which is Open has members, chapter members, presidents. But there is another level now, kingmakers. And I was lucky enough to meet a kingmaker. When I met Hassan Ahmed, your buddy, he said, everything makes sense. But I do Open Network, I know a guy who will come in, he's a nephrologist. And we will be in the room for 4 days. If you get his check, I will match his check. Because I'm not a nephrologist. And middle of COVID, he brought in Dr. Khalid, sir. If you can stand up for a minute, so you can see. He is the kingmaker. If I'm the king of bionics, he's the kingmaker. Dr. Khalid took this project, did his due diligence, being a nephrologist, flew with me. I learned while flying with him कि फजर कब पढ़नी है, खाने में क्या खाना है, क्या नहीं खाना है, lost 15 pounds. Learned negotiation, every single thing, and first 6 months were very difficult. He put his personal credibility on the line, he put everything on the line. And that's where I think all of you could be a good kingmaker. And you have the knowledge, you have the resources. I meet a lot of people, but he walked the walk. He disagreed with me in a board meeting. When we formed the board, he brought me the best of the best people. I said, sir, you built this castle, you should be our kingmaker, you should be our board member. So special thanks to our kingmaker, new title.
Awesome. So the story of Farooq's company is, as you see, he's the founder and CEO of Bionics Medical Device. I'm very happy to report that they just got FDA approval, about a month ago? And that is an incredible thing to get, right? Most people strive their entire lives to get some kind of an approval, but getting an FDA approval to make a device, especially a device that's 100% made in Pakistan, correct? And in Lahore. So let's talk about how did you get into the medical field, especially dialysis, and why dialysis?
So one accident after another. I was software engineer. Abbott Labs decided to pick nucleus operating system for their insulin pumps. And there were very few people know what is insulin pump, and very few people know what is nucleus operating system. So they put me in charge. And one of my boss said there's a dialysis program going across in the other building. Can you come over and do the review? I went to the review. I said, your daily charges will be ठीक नहीं लग रही, मैं want to check. उसने सारी टीम फाइल कर दी. And he said, you are in charge of the dialysis machine. नौकर क्या लगा के H1B में थे, घर तो नहीं जाना था। मैं कहा, okay sir, Dave, you know that मुझे डायलिसिस कुछ नहीं पता। So मुझे पता है कि तुझे कुछ नहीं पता। That's my problem. So I went into dialysis space. I did dialysis machine, then I did infusion pumps, then I did closed loop insulin delivery system. We got those through FDA. Then we worked on those insulin pumps, did cancer drug delivery systems. Then I was involved with schizophrenia patient drug delivery system. Then I worked on surgical robotics, on and on and on. And starting from a software engineer, I went all the way to the product development. And then one day, my father called from Pakistan and she said, "Farooq, yaar, तुम ये पानी के डायलिसिस का जिक्र करते हो, मैं सुइयां मार के I hate this और hepatitis C हो जाता 72% पाकिस्तानी को hospital के अंदर." And our life was very dream, American lifestyle. पाकिस्तान से आके 1 एकड़ का backyard था, convertible लेनी थी. We were in that area, and we were looking into a bigger house. That was the reality that मुझे लगा कि यार अगर जिंदगी का पर्पस के लोग suffer कर रहे हैं, 86% of the world do not get dialysis, they die. 86. And the people who get dialysis in America is 15 to 20-year-old technology. We are putting acid into their body as of today. And they die in 4.7 years. Breast cancer expectancy is 9.7 years. You're lucky if you get breast cancer as compared to kidney failure. And we can fix those things. And that's what we're working on. We got our first device through FDA. We have a second and third, which will be making changes to all this space. And this is a space we may need it for ourselves. Anyone in this room, our parents. And that's why we started this journey, by treating one patient at a time. And I would like to play a small video if you allow, because as an entrepreneur, young entrepreneur, the biggest thing was to communicate my message and storytelling. So when I went to Pakistan, वहाँ जाकर कहा यार मेरी बात नहीं सुन रहा, डॉक्टर खालिद तो मेरी बात समझ जाती कि बाकियों कैसे है half of investors are part of all of this. So art of storytelling ये वीडियो हमने खुद बनाई, खुद एडिट की.
Let's do it over. Let's play the video.
So it's about balance. It's all about balance.
Being in a hospital shakes you up. I mean, you see birth and death like it was the most common thing.
Then you have to constantly change your environment from a home, warm, cozy, comfortable, familiar environment to a hospital where you have to become mechanical. I couldn't go for dialysis because it's closed on Sunday and Saturday is also closed. So if you want to know that Sunday is a suffering day, there are toxins in my body that are bothering me because I've traveled all my life. It's true. Now I'm thinking I can't travel. Recently the nurse who was pulling out my needle didn't pull it out properly. So there was hemorrhaging, and this was all blue and purple. And it's not just this once that I've done this. It has happened in Madrid and in Barcelona because that's where I had dialysis. It is hard for people who are sick don't always have the resources to buy. But I think it's going to grow. This pain that we are talking about is going to be more of than less. It's really absolutely commendable that there is no blood involved. And it does the job of the toxins and the creatinine and urea, which are the main problems for us to get dialyzed for. So you can travel with it, it's transportable. The other machine is not. It's a big way. I'm beginning to think at my age, I really don't want to go to hospital every other day.
So I need to communicate the pain to Sam and Dan is something else. Numbers is something else. Dunya kya hai? What is the problem people are facing? how are you going to solve this problem? How this woman will get dialysis without needles, without blood, at her home? So how are you going to change the world? Sam and Tam Badne, this is a $44 billion industry, whatever, we will cover that. So 86% of Americans do not have access to blood dialysis. This is what we're going to change. And I will cover that in the second part of the video, but this is the passion, and we only treat one patient at a time, and that helps us grow the company and go with that.
And then one of the things that was very unique when I got to know Farooq, he moved from Lahore to Pakistan, from Pakistan to Chicago, and we were fortunate, and it was really our honor and privilege being in Chicago that we were able to host him, and he became a resident in Chicago. Actually, he's almost my neighbor. But we always talk about challenges. Everybody here I've heard has said the opposite. Those of us that are not operating in Pakistan, we always say, yaar, bekar country hai, itna wo masla hai, terrorist hai, ye hai, wo hai, government ka issue hai. But you seem to have done really well in Pakistan.
Yes. First is tech destination in Pakistan. Kidhar no go to worry, right? This is the tech destination. We can go in and hire 50, 100, 200 people and train them the way we want to. One thing that I realized, Pakistan alone doesn't work. I found the best of the best Americans' brains, 5 or 10 or 15, and I took them to Pakistan. One of them lives in Pakistan, Eric Flash. So the marriage between Apna, Open America and Pakistan has to be somewhere in the middle, because best brains are here. We train our Pakistani youngsters. They do the magic, but they need mentorship. So I have a Jewish guy, और अगले दिन वो इस्लामाबाद में बैठा हो गया, उसको भेज रहा था. We see all those things, and his personal connection, personal credibility, relationship building, that comes into play. And then those people lived and flew. And that's how we built this company for a passionate purpose. In our office, we have transporters to Buddhist vendors, to Jews, to Christians, to Hindus. We, in the middle of this Indian-Pakistani war, we raised $6 million from the Indian community. Because India, there's no better dialysis company who's serving. Like, there's less than 100 patients in entire India. So they need us. We need them. US, there's a huge Indian nephrology community. So this company is built with a need and a passion and mission across the world.
So think about how cool it is that machines made in Lahore, through bionics will end up in India to save lives there. There's no war between the people. That's what success should look like. So I know you talked about Eric, and those of us who live in Chicago, we had the pleasure of hosting Eric many months ago. I know there's a lot of stories. I called Eric to, a Gora, white guy. And he has a lot of stories because he went to Pakistan. So maybe a story or two quick.
मैंने उसको पाकिस्तान से रिपोर्ट करवाया. उसको गन पार्टी में उसका होगा millions of stories. At the end of the day, my job is to bring that pain of that patient inside Eric Flashbart, Rod Kennedy, Doug Wilkerson, Salahuddin coming out of his job, or retiring Dr. Khalid coming out. The pain of a patient actually inside me to burn me so I can't sleep. And then all of my team don't sleep. So that is what gets us going. When the mission is bigger, then these things are small. And then we sit back and see one single patient, either a child or a woman. We have put people back to work life. We have enabled girls to go back to school. Today we have 50 plus patients. We are scaling towards 500 and 1,000 in Pakistan. And then in US we'll be launching in Dallas, in California. We change life, and that's what matters.
And that's the interesting dynamic that a lot of people who think about doing in Pakistan, they never think about taking the American leadership from here, not necessarily Pakistani, and taking them to Pakistan to train and mentor, because mentorship is important as well. It's not just about Pakistanis from America going to Pakistan and doing business there, but it's also bringing Americans from the US, to Pakistan to help mentor there. So I know we've got 4 minutes left. So what's next in your journey?
So the next is 4 things, and then we'll play a small clip video. Is 86% of Americans do not get dialysis diagnosis. The rest of the world we will go and conquer, but first I need to conquer America. 100% of Americans get dialysis with acid in there, with glucose degradation products in there, advanced end ligation products in there. There's no AI in this space. There's no personalized medicine in this space. There's so many problems that life expectancy from 5 years can go to 6, 7, 8, 9 years. And just as a business, it could be another $20-30 billion company by the time we do it. We already have requests to replicate our results in Canada and Europe and everywhere. But first I need to conquer US. And let's see what does the American says about bionics. Can we play the second video?
Next video, please, Omar.
Hemodialysis, going to the center, the blood in the machine and filtering it out.
I don't like needles. I don't like any attaching anything to myself. Hemodialysis has changed my life dramatically because it requires traveling 3 times a week to the dialysis center.
It just consumes your day. And I just knew by me having young children, and I am a DIY mom. I am very creative and I'm on the go all the time. I knew that that was not for me.
So I lost my job on hemodialysis. It was no longer possible to continue working.
There's opportunities to improve the quality of life for the patient. Our philosophy is that living is more than just staying alive. We believe that there is a tremendous opportunity for increasing peritoneal dialysis.
What's wrong with home dialysis? We don't do enough of it. The national average is only 12%. Why can't we be at over 50%? Mexico is at over 70%. We are way under the target of rational acceptance.
What we are doing is trying to provide that 80%.
There's really good evidence that if you give people free choice and unbiased education, easily 50 to 60% of people will choose dialysis at home.
We think that bionics brings a quantum leap to that. What I see here is a tremendous opportunity to make advancements. And that's where I look to the bionics team because they are really onto some exciting innovations.
Peritoneal dialysis pretty much allowed me to have a flexible lifestyle, continue working, time with family, time with family events. With hemodialysis, it's a little bit more restricted.
I would definitely recommend PD. I don't understand why that's not the first option available for people with lives, especially people who have to go to work, people who have children.
You have a win for patients, you have a win for society. This is so powerful that I became an investor, and then I became a reinvestor, and then I became a reinvestor. Because I've seen the progress that's been made over the past year, and it's just light speed.
So as you can see, my parting words would be that I hope nobody in this room has to go on dialysis, but God forbid if we do, we hope that it's one of His machines that allows us to still continue our lifestyle. So let's thank Farooq for taking care of the and it's truly a proven success story, and I hope that in years to come, more people in the room like this, come to a meeting like this, and become a Farooq. Because I tell them when I grow up, I want to be like that.